Today I'm making meatballs.
No, today I'm making meatballs.
So today on Between the Eats,
we are making meatballs.
There is no prouder dish for me than making my meatballs, except for the sauce probably. But I always love meatballs. I love the competitiveness of Italians between what everyone's meatballs
Every
taste
family
like.
has the best meatball.
Yeah.
You ever notice, oh, my grandmother's meatball is better, yeah.
And everyone makes the best.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
grandmas are the best, moms are the best,
Right.
mine are the best.
Right.
So I just start
Well,
with ground beef.
Besides my mom's, mine are the best.
No, mine are the best.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start with ground beef. What do you have in there?
I actually am going to do a combination of beef and pork. So the reason I'm doing that is I really do like that flavor.
You're one-upping.
No. I love the flavor of the beef for sure, but the pork just adds a kind of a fattiness that the beef can't deliver. And of course the two different flavors play nice together.
Nice,
So, yeah.
okay. So I'm gonna add some panko breadcrumbs.
All right,
I love to add some panko breadcrumbs just to break it up.
sure.
Not a ton, but
See,
maybe like a half cup.
I'm using two different meats here, so what I'm going to do is kind of pre-mix them a little bit, just break them up a little.
Just
so
to make
that-
sure they're mixed.
Yeah, exactly, right. You want to make sure you don't just get a pork meatball and a beef meatball.
So I put some basil in my meatballs.
Okay.
I really like some fresh basil. When you use the dried herbs, sometimes they're way stronger. Plus, I just love cooking with fresh herbs because the kitchen smells nice and they're really green, you know?
Right, and I'm going to do parsley in mine for my herb. So
Oh,
that's a difference.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't actually go with any of the basil or anything like that.
Well, that's because
Go with-
parsley doesn't really taste like anything,
No,
so we don't have to
parsley
worry
does.
about
See, a
that.
lot of people have that issue with parsley. It really is an aromatic, and it really does bring its own flavor to the game. And quite honestly, if you put too much parsley in, you would notice it.
What would it taste
In a
like?
negative way. It'll kind of bring a
Grassy.
bitterness to your dish.
Well, it looks pretty,
Yeah.
but so does mine.
So the one thing that I'm doing today is I'm using, a lot of times when you cook, really want to pull out all the flavors you can from your vegetables, right? So
Yeah.
I'm using roasted garlic and I'm using caramelized onions in mine. And you
Okay.
really want to get them nice and caramelized. You don't want to just fry them up. You really want to pull out all those flavor notes out of your vegetables.
They look burnt.
They do not look burnt.
I'm just getting in your head.
No, you're not in my head. Trust me.
Okay, so I just chopped up some garlic, kind of.
So you're going with the raw garlic and I'm going with the roasted garlic.
I am, because I just love the aroma of it, and I love how it's that pungent garlic taste
Right.
within the meatball when you get a little bite.
Sure.
I really like that.
Yeah, and that's a different take on it for sure. Now you did panko.
I did.
I'm actually going to go with, and there's a reason I'm using this whole loaf, and you'll see that later. But
I think you're trying a little too hard here.
no, I'm going to go.
You baked
with,
bread to make meatballs.
I didn't bake it, folks. I bought it. I'll be honest with you. But I am going to utilize the bread, and when I make meatballs, I don't do the breadcrumb thing. I use the fresh bread.
Okay.
Right? So you just want to pull this bread out and just break it apart into smaller pieces.
I've heard of people doing this.
Yeah, and this is actually very Italian, Miss.
It is.
Miss Italian. Yes, this
It's
is.
just not Sicilian.
Oh, it's how it is.
David makes fun of me because everything I say Sicilian this or Sicilian that, just because it's something I grew up with.
Or
so.
she made it, so
Or if I make
she'll
it.
make a burrito and say it's a Sicilian burrito. Okay.
Hey, if it has sauce and meatballs in it, it is.
So
Okay.
so I'm getting my breadcrumbs. These are my breadcrumbs,
So you're
right?
wasting half your bread.
I'm not wasting it at all. It's going in the meatball.
No, I mean this part.
No, I'm not wasting that either. This is my little secret weapon for
Oh.
later. Yes, of course.
I knew you were going to stuff something in something. I just wasn't sure what it was.
We are stuffing. You have a little secret to your meatball today.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh, my cheese.
Uh-huh.
I'm actually going to stuff cheese inside. Okay, so I'm going to do my egg while you're doing that.
Sure.
I just put one egg pretty much for 1 pound of meat, but if you have more, obviously you can use, 2 or 3 eggs.
Right.
And then I'm just gonna mix it up with my hands. You wanna mix it really, really well until all the breadcrumbs and everything gets combined in.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go in with a little salt and pepper.
Oh, that's what I forgot. Can you give me salt and pepper?
I
Did
knew
you
she
know I
forgot.
forgot
I knew
it?
she forgot. That's why I brought it to the attention.
Did you see my set list?
I should not have said anything because this would have made mine better.
Can you please give me some? Because my hand's all yucky.
Look at that. I'm helping the
Not too
competition.
much.
Helping the competition. All right, you're gonna stuff yours with cheese, but I need cheese in mine, and we're using this beautiful Italian-style cheese called Paradiso. All right.
It's amazing.
It is very
Beamster's
nice.
Paradiso.
So I'm gonna grate some of this into mine.
So my everyday, I grate cheese in my meatballs, but today I'm doing something super fun and actually stuffing with the cheese. But
Gotcha. And I'm going in with milk into my meatballs.
I'm going in with the best meatball.
And I got 2 eggs.
Well, that's a lot in that bowl.
Plus 2 pounds.
How many
of
people are coming over to eat these? 2 pounds of meat, right?
Right.
The beef and the pork.
pork? Correct.
All right, so this is mixed really nice. You can see it's red. It has just the little specks of basil and little specks of breadcrumb. You don't want it like, you know, it's patches. It'll get dry patches then when you bite it.
Right.
Looks good. Yours is definitely, look at the difference. Like mine you can pick up in a ball. Yours is really
Nice
moist.
and soft, yes. And you want it that way so that, I'm not making them this size, folks. You want it
I
that
was gonna
way.
say, holy cannoli.
You want it that way so that you'll see how I bake it,
Okay.
it stays nice and tender.
Oh, okay. Mine will be really tender too.
All right, mine's gonna sit like this for about an hour actually,
Oh,
so that it absorbs, the egg and the liquid all absorb into the bread.
so we're ready to roll our meatballs. Yours is good?
Mine's good, it's been resting in the fridge for about an hour covered, so it's all good to go.
Good. I'm gonna fill mine with little chunks of Paradiso cheese and just form the meatball around it.
Okay.
So it's super delish. What is this robot stir that you have in your sauce?
Secret weapon here. So
This is unfair, and we were not supposed to be able to spend.
is this gift giving?
Yeah.
We had no limits of spending. We didn't talk about spending. What's this? This is not gift giving, people. No. No, we're
No, but like if you could buy these special gadgets
no.
to make your meatballs better, no one told me.
So I'm just stirring the sauce, and
Okay.
I'm a sucker for gadgets. So I saw this thing. Really, when you're warming your sauces up, they have a tendency of sticking and burning, and this just keeps that from happening.
So I'm just form like a little patty,
Okay.
stick the cheese right in the middle,
Right.
and then form the meatball around.
Okay.
The thing that you learn when you do this the first time, you got to make sure to really roll your meatball tight when it has the cheese, because otherwise when they start cooking, cracking, you know, the meat shrinks, the cheese will come right out.
Right.
So,
I'm just rolling meatballs.
okay.
That's all.
So I'm gonna add a little oil to the pan so I can put my meatballs in. And we're gonna put it right in the pan to brown. And then I cook off my meatballs in the sauce.
Okay. And it also adds flavor to your sauce, which is a nice,
Oh, yes.
nice reason to do that.
The sauce that already has oxtail or pork bones or,
See,
I like my meat.
My sauce is actually, I'm doing a very simple, just tomato basil, very light tomato basil
It looks
sauce.
great though. It looks like it has depth of flavor.
Oh yeah, tons of flavor.
So we're gonna put the browned meatballs into the sauce.
Let them finish cooking, right?
Finish
Yeah.
cooking. I like to do that or put them in the oven or,
Sure.
you know.
And I'm gonna put mine in the oven.
Okay.
But I'm just put a little chicken stock into my pan here. What are you doing? See, yeah. You're laughing at me.
I didn't think you'd notice. Ooh, look at it go. Ooh, these are smelling really good.
Yeah, they are. So you stuffed your meatball. I didn't stuff my meatball.
Okay.
I'm stuffing my meatball into the bread bowl. So
Okay.
we kind of toasted this off in the oven. This is the bread that we scooped out from.
Okay.
My meatballs are out of the oven, right?
Okay.
So first off though, I want to put a little sauce at the bottom of this, right?
Okay.
And like I said, this is toasted in the oven a little bit. And if you want to go really crazy, get a little cheese down in there as well, right?
Some paradiso.
Yeah, I mean, you never have enough cheese. So we'll get a little cheese in there. And then we'll just take these meatballs. Start putting them in here.
Now, would this be one serving?
Well, I'm gonna go a little bit crazy, to be honest with you. Put a lot of meatballs, but of course you could cut these bowls down to that's what you have, and it's almost like a meatball sub, right? Just served this way.
Yeah. Ooh, does that look good?
All right.
Yum, yum. Cheese?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David's really hungry. Looks awesome.
What guy doesn't like meatballs, huh?
Okay, my turn.
Your turn.
So I am going to get my meatballs out of the sauce. Now I'm gonna put some paradiso on mine. Looks so good. And then don't forget, we have the little hunk of paradiso in the middle.
Let's see what I'm up against. Some of that sauce.
Okay.
And I have a little competition here. A little tomato basil.
Okay. That cheese is just incredible.
I love the
It's
paradiso.
so creamy in the meatball.
It's a very nice alternative to some other Italian style cheeses.
You want some?
See?
It's good.
Yep.
It's moist and the depth of flavor is just amazing.
Yes, this is very good.
So good. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you'll try both of our meatballs, even though mine's better. And subscribe.
Share with your friends.